I have to admit, for years and years and years, when I saw this color, I went, ugh.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Okie doke, we're back in the thrift shops and let's take a look what we're finding. Depression glass. Okay, that's pink and it is $7. It's okay. You know, I don't have any issues with that. It's a cute little thing. I think I'm going to leave you. And here's another pink. Ugh, come here to me. Yep, you're a big one, but you're a little too big for me. How much are you? You're $7. Okay. This is a piece of, I believe, Radiance by New Martinsville. That's only $5. I think it's Radiance. I might be, yeah, that's definitely New Martinsville. What's that? That's $5. Okay. 1930s, 40s. There's pineapple and floral. We've talked about this before, and you already know how to determine which is the reproduction bowl and which is the original. Do you remember? I bet you do. All right, center-handled tidbit with fruits all over it. That is unusual. There's Windsor by Anchor Hocking. No. That's Waterford. Sorry, Waterford. There I go again. It's easy. All right, as much as I hate to tell you, I'm going to have to. American Brilliant Cut, circa 1890. I love telling you that. What I don't like telling you is... ouch. And that's a pretty big one. It's also in what I will call the sweet spot. Yep, right there. So, not gonna go with that. Yeah. You know, I will buy American Brilliant Cut sometimes with often with damage, but that's damage I'm not willing to overlook, so we'll leave it there. Somebody else will take it home and love it. All right, let's keep going. That's pretty. That's all right. Let's see here. Of course, I have to keep running my mouth because I'm right underneath of the loudspeaker. We're going to pass a lot of stuff here, which is just kind of okay, but I want to get over to the next aisle where the colored glass is. Ew, that's got schmutz on it. Let's see. Here's some pretty transferware plates. These are nice. $2.99, $2.99. Okay, that's nice. Let's change aisles, shall we? All right, we'll keep going down this crystal aisle. There's a pretty let's see, that's EAPG, not that. Let's see if you are gonna do it for me. Yeah, you do. $6. Pretty. I'll leave that there as well. I'm going to be very picky today. That's Orchid, isn't it? By, forget who. $3.99? That's not a bad price on that, of course. There's another pineapple floral. I don't know why there's two of them. Ooh, here's EAPG. This is old. That's an oldie. $3.99. That looks like an old stem on that one too. I have to take a closer look at that. But look at all these little points around here. That's old. That is, there's a chip, pretty big chip right there. That's 1900. Oh, look at that. See that right there? Big old tooth missing. So let's look at this guy. Oh, you are heavy. What does that say? That says cake stand, $45. All right, there's somebody's old antique store price, maybe, or yard sale. I don't know. $45 for a cake stand. Well, actually, it's only $6.99. That's a nice big heavy one. And this is old. Of course, old is relative. People will call me old, and I don't care. But I am going to put this in my cart. That's nice. We'll look at it later. Now, this whole set is $24. It's not complete. There's a lot of little chips here and there. So I'm just going to say no to it. It's Pretty in Pink. Wasn't that a movie in the 80s? Anyway, Macbeth Evans. And we'll say no to that. So I think we're going to get out of this thrift store. The only thing we're going to walk out here today with is this huge, wonderful cake stand. And that is probably every bit of 100 years old. Probably even 125 years old. I think it dates to around 1900, 1910. We'll take a closer look outside and talk about it. Wait a minute, hold the presses. Before we get out of here, I think that's from the 1930s, and it was probably made somewhere in the West Virginia, Pittsburgh, Ohio River Valley area. Look at the way these handles are applied. This is a black glass vase. What am I gonna pay for it? Well, let's see if there's any damage on it. Ooh, am I gonna pay 10 bucks for that? Let's get these out of here. Hold on, I might. Okay, wait a minute. Get up there. Okay. Wow, that's very deco. Yeah, amethyst glass, actually. Can you see it? Well, black glass, black amethyst, as people are always wanting to know the difference. What I'm trying to say is people like to know whether it's really black or whether it's amethyst. Look at the bottom, there's a lot of wear on that. This is just exactly what I was hoping to see. Yeah, I think that would be great. Absolutely great, and I'm willing to pay $10 for it because I'm going to probably ask $25 for that, and I think it'll sell for about $30. Okay, so let me get you in there. Now let's get me out of here. Okay, I was at 2nd Avenue in I was at 2nd Avenue thrift store in South Philadelphia. I'm still in South Philly, but now I'm at a Goodwill, and we're just gonna let the camera roll, and we're gonna walk through these aisles, and who knows, the shadow knows. You knew I was gonna say that. And of course, so far, we're seeing our typical agar-hawking, lots of Wexford. You can't go to a thrift store without finding anchor-hawking Wexford. Nope. I think that came out in 1960, and there is a ton of it. This isn't old, but it's pretty pink. Wexford and early American press cut by anchor-hawking, which really isn't that old at all. Ooh. That's on the other side. Let me see if I can get it. That, I think, is also a piece of New Martinsville. Come here to me. Come here. Oh, you're a big guy. I think you are Radiance. Ooh, look at that pattern. You see that? We just saw that in the other store. Now, I am probably wrong. I'm going to have to check it when I get into my depression book. How much are you? You are, oh gosh, $5. If that's what it is, it's probably the Radiance pattern by New Martinsville, and I think that dates to the 40s. That would be pretty at Christmas time, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Okay, let me put it in my car. I will fondle it later for chips or cracks. And we interrupt this broadcast to tell you, indeed, it is New Martinsville Radiance. And so obviously I'm back on the front porch here in the 1925 bungalow. This, a 1940s pattern, because remember New Martinsville became Viking somewhere in the late 40s or early 50s. I forget exactly what year. New Martinsville red, as you can see, is absolutely stunning. Now this is beautiful, fancy fire polished glass, right? Not given away for free. And it has quite a following, especially in, there's a very light, sort of like a sapphire blue color much lighter than this shirt, and very popular. Now, this large center bowl or console bowl really is in excellent condition. Replacements is asking about 130 bucks for it. I'll probably be selling it for about 35 bucks. And this would be just lovely at Christmas time. Again, it's a 1940s pattern, Radiance, yeah, by New Martinsville. And New Martinsville loved that little squiggly design. I don't know what you call it, but you see it all over New Martinsville, and it sort of radiates out. So it's a pattern that's fairly easy to memorize. I was really happy to find that in the thrift store. By the way, don't you let anybody tell you that depression glass has tanked. Well, a lot of it has, but look at the prices. This is New Martinsville Radiance. $95 for candlesticks, $165 for that cake plate. More. Look, ice blue. Cream and sugar on a tray, $99. These aren't prices from 1985. These are prices from the last few months. Here it is in red. We saw that in crystal in the depression in the store a little earlier. Now, in just a hot minute, we're going to go back to the video and you're going to see me discover some wonderful pink depression plates. But what I don't think I filmed are these. Now, this is probably very familiar to many of you because it was reissued. Let's talk about it for a minute. Originally introduced between, now these are approximate dates because I'm just going off the brain, early 30s to late 30s, so maybe 1932 to 38, something like that, by the Federal Glass Company. And this is the Madrid pattern. Now, they didn't call this amber. They had a name for it, and I can't remember. Sahara yellow, golden sunset, something like that. It's not yellow and it's not amber. It's a funny in-between color that some folks either really love it or they go, ugh. I have to admit, for years and years and years, when I saw this color, I went, ugh. I guess I'm mellowing in my age. It's grown on me. I wouldn't say it's my favorite depression glass color. It's not the prettiest, warmest amber. It's not yellow either, but I like it a lot more than I used to. Anyway, Federal Glass Company reissued it for the bicentennial, and you know how to figure that out. Because thank you, Federal, they did use new molds, but they put a 76 in it. And you'll find the number 76 usually at one, it's on there once, and it's either here, 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 or here. It's in the decoration, but this is a very busy pattern, so you got to look for that when you find this pattern. So when I picked up these plates, I didn't have to look for the 76 because I knew that these weren't reproductions. And I'll tell you why, but they don't have the 76 on them anyway. Federal went out of business, went bankrupt in the 80s. And then Indiana Glass gets a hold of the molds, and then guess what they did? They scratched off the 76 and started pumping them out again in all these different colors. They did reproduce grill plates, but the grill plates are only divided in half on the repros. So there's one straight line, not this curved line, there's a straight line that goes across the middle. If you see that, those are the Indiana Glass. There won't be a 76 on it. That'll be repros for their Tierra line, whatever. If you find one with a 76 on it, that's Federal Glass, but that's still a repro. These, because it's divided in 3 parts, we don't even have to worry about the 76. We know these are old. So I have 6 of these, and they go back to the 30s. I'll be selling some of them, but I'm actually collecting a place setting in this. So I have to see if I need these or not. And I haven't dug through the autumn glass yet for my table. Okay, enough about that. Let's get back to the shopping. Wait till you see what that is. That is a delightful, delightful, charming print. I don't know why I'm not, well, I'm trying to articulate because obviously I'm in a store and the music is playing and people are shopping. And I'm looking all around. This is just raw, camera on, no film crew, just me and a shopping cart. This time I didn't get a bad wheel. Okie doke. Now let's come over here. Pretty little piece of stoneware. I don't think you're very old. I don't think you're very old, but that's okay. All right, let's get around. Let's get around to the other side. Okay, I switched the camera off for a minute because somebody was in front of me. What are these? Is that Noxzema? Do they even make that anymore? Noxzema. That came in little blue jars, I think. Noxzema. Okay, I'm not seeing anything over here. That's not anything down there. Let's see here. More anchor hocking. And an egg plate. And no. All right, so I'm going to turn you this way very slowly because these sharp turns make you dizzy. It always looks different in the camera than it does in person. And I don't see anything else. Okay, I'm getting out of here. I've got too much to do today to stand here and look at pots and pans. Hey everybody, I'm thrifting, and no, I didn't bring Blondie with me, but boy, is she singing her heart out. Look at this handsome EAPG picture. It's $8.99. I like it. It's big and chunky and yeah. Anyway, nice pattern. Who knows what it is? I don't know. I bet it's in that EAPG database. It's in really good shape. But, you know, this is the morning after my second EAPG extravaganza. Ooh, there's some Franciscan apple. Okay, focus. You know, am I talking to the camera or me? All right. I like you, but I already have enough EAPG to do extravaganza number 3. So unless I find something that's absolutely over the moon, with EAPG, I'm gonna back off for a few days, for a few months, because I just have too much. Okay, what a nice problem to have. Oh, there's a big piece, and I think this is called roulette. Hold on. Let me get this salad bowl out of the way. I think, oh, there's luster. I think back here is a big piece of roulette. Come here to me. Oh, you're heavy. My gosh. No, I changed my mind. Not roulette. There's another name for that. Anyway, $5, big. I think I'll just put that back. There's a pattern. You know, they're all swimming around in my brain. No big deal. But I think I'll leave that. I do have some things in my cart to show you. I think I'll just wait a minute. Quit looking in my cart. Okay, you can have a quick peek. Peekaboo. Okay, that was it. Well, now I'm in one of my favorite places, the Restore store. Yeah, there I go again, saying store when I don't need to. Okay, let's see, lamps. Nope. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just let the camera run. I'm gonna look around. Ooh. Yeah, here's one of those, like McKee-like pieces. Probably a McKee piece, not innovation, but similar. Turned into a lamp. I see that a lot. Oh golly gee whiz. the big-headed 70s ceramics. Of course, of course, of course. Wow, look at that portrait of that man way back there with the mustache. We'll get up there. We surely shall. Please don't call me Shirley. Ooh, look at this. This is like low voltage wire for doorbells and things like that. I could use this. $15. Well, I don't think I could use it. Not that much, for that much. Hello, how are you? Like your purse? I mean, I like the color of it is what I mean. All right, now of course I'm right under some music. Let me move my, ooh, these are looking, let's turn the camera off because we've got the music, ooh, wait a minute. Because we've got the music playing. But I told you we would take a closer look at him. How about you? Are you an oil painting? You are. And who were you? I'm not sure who you were. We'll take a closer look in a minute. Hold on. Can you tell which one is not like the others? Yes. Look at that Victorian celery. It's tall and proud. See, I can't even get the words out. Standing tall and proud as a Victorian celery for $4.99, and you're coming home with me, you beautiful thing. Now, I've had you before. I'm certain that I have. And now I shall have you once again. I can't believe it. Let me tell you what just happened. So I moved over to this aisle and I got down on the floor to look at something, and through the aisle I looked to the other side where I had already been, and I missed these. How on earth? Grill plates, depression glass in pink, and what an unusual shape. I have never seen those before. That's going to take a little digging to figure out who the manufacturer is. I think I've got 6 of them. 6 depression grill plates in a very unusual shape. I'm excited. And they have no chips or cracks on them. So these are going to be for sale. Ooh, look at that. Fantastic. That is nice and Art Deco. It's a little one. But it's a ceiling fixture. And, for like a porch or something like that. It's too little for a kitchen. A little porch or a hallway. Very, very 1920s, 30s Art Deco. I'll take it. Well, I was delighted to find this because it is so 1930s and so Art Deco. And a lot of times when people see this, they think, oh, drugstore, department store, that kind of thing. But this style was also made for home use, even though it sort of looks commercial. But it's a small one, as you can see, and probably for a porch or a hallway. Really too small for a kitchen. Now, I don't need it anywhere here in the bungalow, so that's going to be up for sale. How about these grill plates? Now, I have not done any digging yet, but you know I will. These are from the 30s. They're pink, and I have 6 of these, and only one has a very, very, very small chip on one of these points, just one. But these were not giveaways. Again, this is nice, good fire polished glass. So this is from one of the Depression era glass companies such as Fostoria, Cambridge, blah, blah, blah. And I haven't even begun to try to look these up. But I will, and I'll figure out who the maker was, and then these will be for sale sooner or later. Really excited to find 6 of these in pink in this wonderful, wonderful shape. I love the circle inside the square. Pork chop, mashed potatoes, and green beans. Amen. And then I also happen to be looking over here, and it's Modern tone and yellow. These are $2 each. I'll take a look and see if the condition is good on them. And I'll probably put them in the cart as well. That is platinite made by Hazel Atlas. It's not marked, it's not supposed to be, but that's platinite and you'll get used to that. The modern tone pattern is easy to make out. It's from the 30s, and it also came in cobalt blue and these pastel colors. Pretty scratched on the inside, but those, well, that's okay. I think at that price, I'll probably take all 4 of them. 1930s. Okay, wow. Look at all this Franciscan apple. Now, I don't collect apple or desert rose, but I don't know. A few months ago, I picked up a collection of desert rose very cheaply. Couldn't resist it. And I put it in my china closet. Look, the butter dish. Now everything else is apple. I'll look at the prices. But there's the butter dish. And it's an old California back stamp, I think. Or at least an American back stamp. And I don't have the colored butter dish. So for $6, you better believe it. That's gonna go home and go right into yours truly china closet. Anyway, so then the apple, what do they want? What did they want? $3 per cup and saucer. Okay. $5 per dinner plate, and it looks good. Oh, nice old California back stamps as well. Okay. So, my goodness, I've sold some of this apple. I don't know, maybe I'll pick some up for sale. And now it gives me great pleasure to zoom in on the china closet and look, there it is. Okay, now I told you that I bought a whole bunch of this very inexpensively. There it is. The Desert Rose pattern, which was the second hand-painted pattern produced by Gladding and McBeam. Franciscan apple was first in 1940. Desert Rose came along, I think, in 1942. And this has a special place for me because this is a pattern that belonged to a relative of mine. And so I grew up my whole life eating off of this every other Christmas and Thanksgiving. It wasn't anything that my mother had, but my aunt had this pattern. My aunt, the lady that married my mother's brother. So it was her mother, which wasn't my grandmother. You can figure that out. Oh well, anyway, there it is. Close the china closet, and now I have the butter dish. It's always not a good idea to back up in my house while you're filming because you could easily step on something. Look at you. Your little diamond optic vase from the 30s. And you've got uranium, and you're not chipped or cracked. And you're $3. Get in there. I love green and black mixed like that. Don't you? Well, Salvation Army, I really like this 1930s desk lamp or piano lamp, but the way it stands and it doesn't cantilever out, it's more a desk lamp than it is piano. But darling, I ain't paying no $40 for it. And I like that too. I'll give them $10. Well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? All right, let's take a look at the dishes here. Oh, no stopper. Pretty. What are you? Oops, sorry. What are you? Mid-century. Now let me see. No big deal here. That's cut. At least partially cut. Let's get you out of here and see. Okay, you're okay. You're a pretty little thing at 8. This isn't lead glass. This is cut on a wheel, of course. So we don't have American Brilliant. And the last 2 times I've done EAPG sales, pictures have been a little bit of a disappointment. They don't seem to be as popular with folk as some of the other shapes. I'm not exactly sure why that is. Maybe it's because they're just so heavy. You're not a bad little example here. I like you, so I'm going to think about you. I don't see any issues with you, but you really got to look closely at these guys. So $8, that's nice. $19.10, you know, something like that. Again, not lead crystal. This would have come out as a blank, and then all of this was hand cut. So this is handwork done on this. So it's not brilliant, but it is cut. Okay. Let's see. It's okay. It's nice. What have we got down here? Just various things. Okay, I'm at Red, White, and Blue, halfway to Berlin. It's a Red, White, and Blue thrift store almost in Berlin, New Jersey. And we're not doing very well just yet because I'm not paying $30 for that. And it's chipped. Okay, folk, come on. Well, they get to charge whatever they want, and I get to not pay for it. You know, there's just punch bowl after punch bowl after punch bowl after punch bowl. And that's not antique, it's pretty though. It's crystal, it's just not old, so it's not up my alley. So we're seeing some modern pieces of glass here. Everything is pretty. There's an old ferner. Okay, now I recognize that pattern. See that strawberry in there, right there? You seeing it? See it, see it, see it? What do they want? $12.99. What are the colors today? Hold on, I'm looking at a sign, but I'm not going to spin you around because you'll get you'll fall out of your chairs if I spin you. I'm trying to see what's on sale. All right, this great big. Get out of the way. Let's look at you. You're pretty, and you're lead crystal as well. Yellow, pink, white, and red. So blue is not on sale. But that's not bad for a ferner. And this feels like this is cut. This is cut glass, boys and girls. Not pressed. And that means I am impressed. This is cut. Okay, that's got to go in the cart. I will rub my hands all over it later before I pay for it to make sure that that's in good shape. But I'll pay $13 for it because I think that this is a good cut glass ferner. That is exactly what I think we've got there. Not pressed. And you know we've talked about the difference so many times between the pressed and the cut. All right, that's EAPG. I can tell you right there it's missing its lid. And there's some thistles. Now everybody's going to say, Higby, Higby, Higby. Higby, Higby, Higby. But remember, and we've talked about this as well. Okay, I'm going to have to do a close-up because I think there's a mark in there, but there is a mark. It's really hard to see. Higby, this thistle stuff is not always Higby glass. It was re-popped by, I don't remember who. L.G. Wright, L.E. Smith, Smith Brothers, cough drops. I don't know. It was put out, and now I forget. You know, I look this stuff up, I read about it, and then I forget. But anyway, there is a B underneath. But a couple of the companies that reproduce this reproduce the B as well. So you don't always know. And I'm not Anyway, we'll look at it later. That's not a guarantee, because if that's not the real thing, I don't want it. Designs like that. Ooh, 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 ooh. Do you see it? Do you see it? I saw it. Did you see it? What am I looking at? Ellie Smith right there, Mount Pleasant. Not that. That. Come here. See these little points? Deet, 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 deet. That'll clean up. Are we missing any? First of all, what do they want? $7? Yeah. Maybe. Well, I'm standing up because it's going to be very hard for me to show you this without reflections from the sunlight because I'm out on the porch. Lovely old frame and late Victorian. I don't think there's a date on it. Let me put my eyeglasses on. And of course, there's a little girl there with her hands folded saying her prayers. And of course, many of us were taught this prayer when we were children, the evening prayer. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Published by Currier and Ives, 152 Nassau Street, New York. But no date, no worries. It's hand tinted. See the coloring? It's faded a little bit, but we can still see she's got a little bit of color on her lips and her eyes. I'll hold it back here. And her dress has got a little bit of color in it, but quite a bit of fading. That's just charming, isn't it? Had to. Absolutely had to. Okay. Also, this will be in the, I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. This is going to be in the autumn extravaganza. Who? You. It's not marked on the bottom, and I could Google it. I have not yet. But this was a bank giveaway. Western Savings Bank. Now, if it said Eastern Savings Bank, I might be able to tell you. But there's the mark on it. Western Savings Bank. And this was probably given away when you opened a savings account, because it is a bank. And if I find anything out about Western Savings Bank, I'll tell you. Totally made of porcelain or ceramic. And it's possible that there's a mark somewhere underneath that cork. Rosenthal, is that what I'm thinking of? It reminds me of Rosenthal pottery in Germany, but it very well may not be. Probably isn't. I've had this before. It's either Hocking, Jeanette, or somebody like that. It was not expensive. This is your floral vase. Yeah, this is your Teleflora 1980s floral vases of the 30s. This is an old one, and this has uranium in it and it'll glow. So we're back in the 30s on this quilted vase in green. 2 pieces of black glass. There's one, traditionally for serving lemons, wedges at tea. That, I believe, is an Ellie Smith handle. That, I believe, is a Cambridge handle, I think. I don't remember, but probably Ellie Smith on that, and probably Cambridge on the caddy for tumblers. And we can fit 6 tumblers on here. I can just see little orange tumblers or marigold carnival sort of tumblers around here. We could do a whole table in black and orange. These will be coming to you this Monday night, Labor Day, at the Autumn Extravaganza show. And so will you, So I hope you'll be there too. That's this Monday night, Labor Day, at 8 o'clock right here on this channel, the Autumn Extravaganza. Now, in just a hot minute,